What's going on? It's your boy Tunnel Vision, and we back. It's kind of dark up in here. It's nighttime, man. Trying to get up in this restaurant, but it's a long wait. So let's do this video real quick. Yo, so your boy Crawford wants Manny Pacquiao next. We all know what happened to Earl Spence. He might not, he's coming back, but around March or so, they say, sometime in the spring. Flipped out a car and everything like that. So a fight between him and Crawford is no time soon. Probably 2021 for all we know. You know, depending on how Earl Spence looks and how he is not only physically but mentally after going through what he went through. So Crawford wants Manny Pacquiao next, man, and he ain't gonna get it. It's not gonna happen. Well, why exactly would they do it? They have other options for him. He could fight Sean Porter. Sean Porter's lost no kind of credibility whatsoever with that fight with Earl Spence. He could fight a Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is a big name, brings in the numbers. We all know that. And then later on, when Earl Spence comes back, he can still even do the Manny Pacquiao versus the Earl Spence later on. PBC put a lot of money into Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? These guys invested off the bat, Al Heyman paid probably over $20 million to take care of Manny Pacquiao's taxes. And then every single one of these fights Manny Pacquiao's had, they've guaranteed him $20 million in his last 2 fights. That's a lot of money invested in him. So now they invested all this money in him. They're supposed to just, go fight Crawford on Top Rank, or go fight Crawford on ESPN. That's not realistic. It's asinine. It's not going to happen. And people to expect that to me, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So, and Manny Pacquiao, again, he was signed to Top Rank. Bob Arum didn't get him that fight. Bob Arum has made it very clear he's not going to pay for a Sean Porter fight. He's not going to pay like a Danny Garcia what he actually deserves to make a fight of that nature happen. So Crawford, again, is stuck. He's just in a bad situation, and it is what it is. And everybody's saying that, they need to do this. No, they don't need to do anything. They don't need to do anything. They need to have their own plans, and they need to stick to it. When Bob Arum and Top Rank got their own plans, no one complains. No one's talking about how Shakur Stevenson needs to fight Gary Russell in the unification. Gary Russell, who's had his belt longer than anybody, I think, in boxing. The only person who might have it longer, maybe Wilder, but I don't think so. I think Gary Russell actually held his belt the longest. No one's asking for that unification. When Ramirez at 140 wasn't unifying with anybody, no one was asking for saying, hey, he needs to go unify. Ramirez, when he was at 168 and had that 168 belt, no one is saying how he needs to go to PBC to fight the champions on PBC. No one was saying that. Everybody just with Bob Arum is like, when he doesn't want to do business with other people, it's just Bob Arum. It's just business. And people just stay quiet about it. But the second Bob Arum says, hey, I want something, or somebody from his camp says they want something, Al Heyman needs to just jump right to it. He needs to just jump right to it to make it happen. Nah, man. That's not the way it works, man. When the zone, when they, Eddie Hearn wants to do his own thing and doesn't want to make certain fights happen. Hey, it's just business. It's business. Hey, they're trying to do things in-house. It's business. It's business. But when it comes to Al Heyman, though, when it comes to PBC, they invested all this time and all this money into these fighters, and they're supposed to just send them away whenever these other guys decided, hey, we want to fight them. Not to mention Manny Pacquiao's not. Well, why would Manny Pacquiao want to even deal with Bob Arum? You got people like, who've actually had, right contracts, and Bob Arum will still play you and still take your money and still put you in a courtroom with litigation for years before you, so you might get your money, or you might just end up just saying, you know what, let me just cut a deal and just get a portion of it because I'm spending so much money on legal fees. He'll still do that to you. He's a grimy dude. He's been grimy for years. He's owed everybody money, from Oscar De La Hoya to Miguel Cotto to Floyd Mayweather. The list just goes on and on and on. We've seen all the different people that have had issues with them. So why would anybody want to deal with that? Manny Pacquiao, when he was to a Top Rank, he said, yo, give me $20 million and I'll fight Terrence Crawford. Everybody's like, oh, he's asking for too much. He's asking for too much. Well, that time's passed and went. You know what I mean? Manny Pacquiao, his light is shining right now, especially after him beating Keith Thurman. He's been on, 2 It's been two pay-per-views in a row. As soon as he got in with PBC, and now he's a big ticket item, and they're supposed to just send that off to Top Rank, and what's going to give that to Crawford? Hell no, that's not going to happen. It would be asinine for them to do such a thing, especially for them still believing in that man, investing money in that man that Bob Arum wasn't willing to do. He wasn't willing to do that. He wasn't willing to invest money into Ruiz. He wasn't willing to invest some money into Manny Pacquiao. These guys did. So, I don't know how long that contract is with Terrence Crawford, but he made that bed. He knows Bob Arum. He knows what he's about. He decided to stick with them and sign with them, and he just has to deal with the situation that he's in. He has a fight coming up. No one's talking about it, because no one cares about that dude that he's fighting, but to each his own, man. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.